Hey guys, now since we went ahead and got the back of the actual case on, we're going to move on to the next step, which is to go ahead and do the Joy-Cons next.
Yeah.
So that should be good. So, all right. So basically, we're going to start with the right one. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 4 screws that you need to actually take out in order to pop it off.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and do that next. All right. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and take out 1, 2, 3,
and
and 4.
That one's in the shadow. There we go.
There we go.
It's blurred.
Yeah, just tap it.
There we go. There we go. First one.
We might speed this up.
Yeah. Almost second one. Second one. On to the third one. Third one out. And the last one. It's not focusing for some reason. There we go. And the last one is out.
All right.
Okay, now.
Like I said, if you don't have a set of these, you might want to get them. They're just really nice to have so you can separate things because they're plastic.
Unless you have
They don't
nails
hurt anything.
that are really naily.
Yeah.
It's connecting to my switch, even though my switch is off, so it's not going to connect. And then after you unscrew those 4 screws, you should be able to just pop the back of the Joy-Con off. And we got it.
That's what the inside looks like. So you don't want to take it all the way apart because you don't want to pull out any of these.
Of course not. You need those little strips.
Yep. So we'll set it down.
Set it on the table. How are we going to replace it with these, though?
Yep. And this is the right one.
That's the right one, yeah? Yeah,
That's the one we need. All right. Move that right over here.
That's the one we need. How are we going to do that?
Now you want to keep the black buttons, you said?
I don't know.
It's up to you.
Oh, I want to see how it looks first with the black buttons because I think it'll look cool.
All right. So once you have it disconnected here, we're just gonna keep those in there because you don't need to. So the first screw you need is actually right here. We're gonna go ahead and take this screw off.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a Phillips head, so I need to change.
We need to change that.
Change out this piece for a Phillips head. And we will go ahead and disconnect that.
Take it off. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now that should be off. There we go.
Perfect.
Put it somewhere where you won't lose it.
Yeah. Those there. There. Get everything
There we
right
go.
there. All right. So there's the first piece. So we want to take this whole board off. All right, just like that.
There we go.
So we're going to take this off, and we're going to end up replacing it.
And you need that to be.
We're going to replace it with this one.
Yep.
So you can put your little button in there, and it actually lines up
Perfectly.
Yeah. Well, there's a little notch. See, you can see the little notch in it. It's like a little tiny notch.
Focus. It's not focusing. I don't know if you guys can see that. A tiny notch.
Yeah. So take that little tiny notch and you put it on the top.
You line it up where the
little notch is right there.
Yeah. And then.
All right.
Okay, so now we're screwing this back on.
You'll see this part right here just slides in. There's no screw.
Yeah, no screw.
No screw here. It slides into the hole. And then right here, we'll stick that
screw
screw back on.
There, that we took out in the beginning.
Yep.
Okay. Then he's putting the screw back on.
Yeah, and you got to make sure it's all lined up because it's got 2 little divots right here that you actually stick the piece into. I don't know if you can see that or not, but see how the gold pieces are stuck into those two little holes right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
Okay.
Now he's just gonna finish screwing in that.
Yep.
Don't screw it too tight. But you want to screw it tight enough so it's not gonna like come out.
Okay. All right, so that's done. That's actually pretty easy.
Okay.
So the next step is going to be taking out one. You see these? Look from up above, way up above. That's fine. We got one here, one there.
Screw?
Yep. A screw down there.
Yep.
A screw right here.
Ah.
And there might be a screw.
Wait, where's that screw? Oh yeah, right there. And then.
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Gonna take out the first screw. However order you want to do it. Okay. That screw, and then that screw. Can't really see that screw. Kind of.
Okay. All right, so once the 3 screws are out, then we're going to go ahead and right down in here, right here, there's a gold piece that you're going to actually unplug if it hasn't already. Right down here. Gray cord.
That gray cord. Yep. There we go.
So that gold piece, you're going to want to unplug that from the motherboard. All right, and then down in here, right there, you're going to need to disconnect that wire. Okay. Lift up the switch like that, right here.
Cool.
Lift it up, pull it out. All right. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and pull the battery out because that's the last thing disconnected. You're going to feel a little resistance in here because it is stuck. There we go.
It's like glued.
Yep, it's glued, as you can tell at 2 points.
Yep.
All right. We can move that over there.
Boom.
So now we're going to concentrate on the bottom board. So the top board has the 3, and you pull off 1, 2, 3 pieces, third being the battery. Then you have access to 1, 2, and I believe there's a, nope, there's just 2.
There's just 2?
2 more right here.
Right there.
That will get the board out. These 2 pieces right here.
Those 2?
We'll get, yeah, okay, and then these 2 are here. So these 2 get the board out, and these 2 right here will get the black piece that's underneath the motherboard on this side.
One screw out. Putting it over there. Second screw out. Make sure to put them where you're not going to lose them.
Yep.
And that motherboard should be able to come out.
I don't want it though because there's cables that we want.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just look underneath here to make sure there's no other screws. There's not. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect page. So now since we have those out, actually,
Those two screws out.
Let's get some light over here. Now since we have those two screws out, we'll be able to pull the joystick piece right through. See how the joystick is right there? That's actually the joystick.
Yeah. Because you're going to have to replace it with your color.
Yeah, do they actually have one in the package? I don't even know.
No.
Now, if you really are feeling uncomfortable and you want to go ahead and disconnect these, you can. I'm not too worried about it. I don't see that I'm going to be pulling on anything too extreme, so I'm not worried about taking those off. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull this little lever up, and we're going to take out this cable right here from it. Very gently. There we go. There. And same with this one right here. We're going to go ahead and take this one, pull it upwards. And we're going to gently pull this cable out.
There we go.
All right, and we'll be able to pop that up. All right, so now all we have left right here is a little piece that likes to do the vibration.
Oh, yeah, that piece.
Yep.
Vibrates whenever it likes. Looks like a door.
Okay. Now you will feel some resistance taking this piece out because it is taped in there.
Yeah,
So
just like the battery was glued.
Yep.
And you should have that piece now.
Yep. Now, all right. So now with all of that, like I said, you'll feel a little resistance because there is actually tape that is stuck to the bottom right here to hold it in place.
See that?
I don't know if you can see the tape. So you'll feel a little resistance when you pull that out. But anyway, now we're at the point where we have the old one and the new one. Now, you said you wanted to keep the black.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we are not going to go ahead and do the gold buttons. At this point, you would go ahead and break these out so that you can actually stick them in.
And then replace it with the black.
Yeah, and replace it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and stick with the... There's all your screws and stuff that you need in order to... If you want to replace them. We just stuck with the same ones that we already have. Because we didn't really need... We didn't damage anything enough that we needed to replace them.
Just in case we do.
But just in case you do, it does. Yeah, it does. It's kind of neat, actually. It does come with all the springs. And you know what? This actually makes it a good buy because, you know, these are so small. You know, we've been lucky. We've been keeping track of everything. But the odds are is that you might lose one. And if you wanted a cool looking grid to kind of be fake in the back, we didn't really stick that on there. We didn't really see a need for it. It's not on there in the first place, so we didn't stick it on.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're going to go ahead and take all the buttons out of here.
Ooh.
And we're going to stick them in here.
Which way do you put them?
Well, let's see. We got B's on the bottom.
Yeah, B's on the bottom.
These have little grooves so you can kind of tell how they snap in.
Yeah, X is on the top.
And we got an A. A is to the...
A should be right there, yeah.
Yep. X is on the top.
And And then the last one, little old Y in the second.
You'll feel them snap in. Yeah, just like that. And then we got Y.
And then the little old Y. Should be able to snap it in.
Yep.
Maybe with some tweezers if you have to.
Yep, works good. All right, so we're going to go ahead.
Then you put that gray piece
Stick
back
this
on.
little rubber piece back.
Yep.
These little, yeah, and this is kind of neat.
Yeah.
These actually set into the centerpiece. You kind of push them in.
Pretty good.
That way they kind of snap in a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
It gives it a little bit of extra, hey, this is actually in feeling.
Yeah.
And then you did want to go with the black plus button too,
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah.
So, all right, go with that. Put it the right way. All right.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, so there's those pieces. Now we're going to go ahead, pop this one out, take these two pieces,
and put them.
Yep. Snap them right back in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. All right, so the next step we're going to do, after moving this over to here and taking everything out, is we're going to go ahead and take this bottom sensor out right here. And actually, I think you can just, yeah, you can just give this a pull. Now you're going to feel a little bit of resistance when you're doing this. So I don't know if you have what you have for tools, but hopefully you have something like we do. Yeah, these guys right here. See how they're flat? So we can reach up in there. And I can pull the tape off because it's kind of stuck to the bottom with some glue. Okay. See this glue right here?
Yeah.
Yep. And this just helps us to be able to pull the glue off without breaking anything. Because you really don't want to break one of these tiny little cords. You can keep the glue on there. I'm going to go ahead and just set it over here on the side for right now. Because now the biggest part of the job is to actually take this board out. Because it's actually very important. Now this board we're going to take and put right back over here
in the other
into the
one.
new one. Just like so.
But it just sets in?
Yep, it just sets in there. They don't really seem to have any grooves in this new joystick to set them in. I mean, there really wasn't in the other one either. Now we could. And we should probably also take this little piece right here. Yep. That's kind of sticky too, so you'll feel a little resistance as you're pulling it up. Right here in the corner.
Tiny bit of resistance.
And then you'll feel some over here in the second part of it, right down here. There you go. Pull it right off. I'll stick it right over here. Actually, what we'll probably end up doing is putting that over there for now.
Yeah, putting that on first.
This piece first. There. Take it, realign it with the holes that are right here. And then go ahead and stick two sticky sections down. Right here.
And then you can put this back on.
And right here. There.
Then you can put that back on.
Now we'll go ahead and stick this back on.
It just looks sets in there. Pretty good.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, there's that. We need to do the sensor too.
All right, perfect. Now everything's lined up. So now we're going to go ahead and we'll put this back in.
Sensor.
It should slide right in. I must admit, one thing that I'm liking so far about this is their cutouts are actually right on. And we'll stick the sticky part right back in there. Don't give too much pressure, just enough to stick it back on. All right, there's the two pieces that we need. Yep. Now we're going to go ahead. Move this over.
There we go. Try not to lose anything.
All right, now we'll grab this piece for the square. Pop that over the top.
There we go. That goes on the plus.
Yep.
Or the
Pushes
minus.
against the little dot
Depends.
there. All right, so now since we have all of those in place, we're going to go ahead and stick the joystick through
Stick
the
the
new hole.
joystick back through the hole.
Yep. Get it a little push to make sure it goes in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to snap the board back down.
The buzzer thing?
Yep. A little vibrating piece.
That makes it buzz like.
There.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So once you have all of those in place, you're going to go ahead and start screwing these pieces back in.
Mm-hmm.
Stick the motherboard back on first. You can do it really, to be honest, in any order you want. You
Yeah.
can either stick the motherboard screws back in, or you can stick in this piece first. It's
Doesn't matter.
totally up to you.
You can do whatever you want.
So we got two of those, and then actually what I'll start with is I'll start with the joystick piece to hold it in place.
I'm going to put this spring back too. Okay, now it's screwing in one of them.
Just to get it a little bit tight.
Tiniest bit. Go.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make sure you have these pulled out. Oh, looks like we don't have this one pulled out all the way yet. Good, hold on.
Yeah.
Make sure you have both of those pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
There's one.
Both of the little cord thingies.
Yep, there's two. Okay. So now since we have those pulled out, we'll begin. Just want to make sure that they're up above. All right, so now let's go ahead and stick the 3 screws in.
Putting in both the screws right now.
All right, now we'll put the next one in. Now you'll feel these bite a little bit as they're going in because it's new, plastic that you're putting them into. So you're gonna feel them bite a little bit. There we go. All right, so those two are in. I have one in so far here. I'm going to go ahead and screw the other one in for the joystick.
Make sure the joystick stays.
Yeah.
Definitely want to make sure.
Little piece of lint. Okay, there's one.
You finish screwing that one.
There's two. There, flip it over. Yep, make sure it's sticking nicely.
Pretty stable, like really stable.
Yep, you can click.
On the hood.
Okay. So now we can put back the actual pieces that we need.
Yeah, the cords.
Yep. Basically slide them underneath. All right, so you need 2 people to basically do that when you push it in and someone else can help you. And then the second one.
So we're probably going to do the same thing for that one.
Well, this one should be okay, I'm assuming, but we'll see. Put it at an angle. Actually, no, it might be easier with your finger.
My finger?
Yep. Oh. There we go. And now we'll switch over to the shoulder buttons and battery holder and work on that piece. Take out the little spring. Unscrew the main board. Take it off so we can stick it on the other one.
And Dad, we didn't even look up how to take apart the Joy-Cons. I mean, we kind of did, but no one showed us anything.
Now make sure you have both springs in, not just one that go right in the little crevice holes, as you can see here. I'm pointing at them. And then we go ahead and snap that piece right on. There's 2 little round pieces that actually snap into this piece. Yep. So you just snap it right on. So this part plugs back into here. Just push that down. And then you have to do a weird twirl towards it to get it back on right. There we go. Just like that. There, it snaps right back down in. And actually this piece goes right in there first. There we go. Slides right in. Battery can go right back in. Go right back on the side. Actually, this battery can go backwards there. Fits better.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure that that's pressed down. That little gold piece is down there. Yep. Slide that into there. Kind of tuck that down in.
Yeah,
It's supposed to snap. Yeah, it's supposed to snap in.
There we go.
That's where something like these come in very handy.
What are they?
Right here. They're like a flat tweezer. Definitely helps. Okay. Oh, that's right back in. Oh, I do need to. So now we just gotta stick the screws back in. Around here. And there. That one's in there. We got one more there. It's right in there. Snap the battery in. Put that back on the side. Snap the Joy-Con all back together. Put the last 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in.
And we'll just cut so you don't need to watch us put 4 screws in.
All right, and there is a quick view of it completely done. All right, now on the left-hand side Joy-Con, the one with the minus sign, when you open it up, take off the 4 screws. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Put arrows on those. And you open it up, and you're going to see the same thing on this side, but we already know that this is glued in. So you can just take it, and a little pressure on it, and pop it right off. This side's a little different. You actually have 4 screws in the center and 1 screw down here. All right. So once you take out this screw down here, this screw right here, and this screw right here, you'll be able to pull this piece completely out. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, so we know this is glued in, so it'll just pop out, is we're going to go ahead and unscrew this one right here, this one right here, and then this one right here, and these 2 right here. That way we can pull this whole board piece out. All right, so now since we have taken that one, and those 2 out, you can actually just take all this whole thing right out of here, out of the way. Be careful not to bend them too much, just enough so they're out of your way. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove this one. And we're going to go ahead and remove this one. All right. That way, we can take the entire motherboard right out, along the actual joystick.
And remember, this is on the left Joy-Con.
Yep.
The one with the minus.
Yeah, the minus. So we took the minus out, and then the little rubber piece that goes over the top of it. We just took out the actual joystick. All the way back to the bottom here.
Yeah.
And then remember that we come in here. This is all glued in right here. Taped in. Yeah, that's right. It's actually taped in, right? So as long as we get right in there on the bottom, be able to pull it right out. Don't break anything, so we'll get right in there. Pry the tape up.
It's weird that they tape it.
Yep, it is. Then voila. You have actually officially taken it out. So now There's a little spring that goes to the same one on the other side that we popped out. The little single joystick piece on the top. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and grab this guy. We'll match them up. And you said you want to keep the buttons, right? Now, this is where you would go and replace the buttons if you wanted to, but we're going to keep the black buttons because we think it would look cool on it. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
We're going to put all the buttons in and we'll get back to you.
Yep. So once all the buttons are in, then go ahead and stick this piece back on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab out the rectangle button here. Pop this over the top of it. There. Golden. We need to take this piece right here. Remember, it's going to be a little sticky on the squares. Squares at the end here. Right here.
Should line up with the holes?
Yep. Let's stick it right on. Should stick. Those square pieces should still have some stick to them.
Yep.
Just push them down if you need to.
Make sure they're stuck.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put this back in. Stick that down. Back down in there and stick it.
Should just slide in.
Yep.
Should. Why isn't it working?
There we go. All right. Go ahead and stick the controller piece in through. I kind of do it at a little, you can't tell, but I'm doing it at a little bit of an angle. Slide it through. All right. All those. Then push a little bit on it. Just make sure everything's looking good. Make sure all the buttons are, yep, actually through. All right. All right, so now let's go ahead and start putting the pieces back in. Then we're going to go ahead and put the 2 screws in here. Okay, there's one.
There's 2. Now we put the.
See, and the other 2 go in the opposite holes.
Yep.
All right, so anyway, all of that's back. So now let's go ahead and put the controller piece back. All right. Go ahead and stick the and don't forget, these will give a little bit of resistance because they're brand new. Going into the plastic. We'll do the same with the next one. You don't want to get that cut in there. All right. Do a quick test of just pushing it. Yep, make sure they're all the way in. Perfect. All right, so that part's good. We got to take that out, though.
Really?
Yep.
Then don't do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and take this out. And then we're going to move this over. The next step will be to go ahead and remove this piece and stick it on this one. Yeah. So you got to get in there a little bit, and you actually got to bend these pieces out a little so that they pop upwards like this. And then we should be able to get this guy in there. Pop the other one up.
We have spring, so.
All right, put that spring back in there. Hold on, we gotta unscrew this piece and put it over there.
God. I can't hold this.
All right. Perfect. Then go ahead and stick the spring in there. All right, go ahead and snap.
Pause, no pause.
Perfect. Basically, make sure the spring's in. Make sure that spring is in there, and then you snap in those two pieces. All right.
Recording.
Stick the minus back in here. And that goes over the top of it. And that board goes on here.
And then you put the screw in. It'll probably bite into it a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear it biting into it.
I gotta switch into the thicker one.
It's a thicker screw. Yeah.
No, just lets me grip it a little bit better. Yeah, that should lock. Yep, lock down like that. Oh, shoot. That needs to lock into place. There, see, it's got a little groove.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to
I don't know if you do.
lock into place like that. I know I'm not putting it on it. Make sure does that push against it.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's as far as that's going. All right, now this little piece. Get the screen in there. that side. All right. Go ahead and lift that up. There. All right, so now I'll take the spring. The spring goes inside right here. Gives it a little spring action and push there. Take this piece, snap it on top. There. Yep. All right. Oh, before we do that though, we want to go ahead and put this back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nope. Much better. Flip it around. Beautiful. Yep. All right.
Oh yeah, the screws in first.
So I'll put the two here. One in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it back in here. Start that one. I didn't tighten it all the way, but I'll start it. This one right here. Start that one. All right, now I'll screw them all the way in. Yep. Okay. Last but not least, sure it's all the way in. Yep. All right, now put the battery in. So there, all that is back together now. All the buttons, they all seem to work very well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, last but not least, we need to go ahead and replace this gold piece.
The back piece.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and do this one screw right here. This piece will pop right out. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take out this little piece right here. Put it in before, that way it has it. It should line up a certain direction. So kind of turn it till it falls into place. There we go.
And then boom.
Like I said before, on the other side, it's got two little pieces right here that actually set right in.
Yep.
So just make sure it's in those.
And then screw that screw back.
Yep. Sure that's nice and tight. All right. Snap it back together. All right, and then we'll go ahead and stick the last 4 screws in.
And we'll cut to when we're
You wanted
finished.
to keep the
Yeah.
We kept the black. You can put the gold ones if you really want to, but he thought it'd be a little excessive. So we're gonna go ahead and keep the black ones on this side too.
And we're gonna cut to when we're done all these 4 screws in the back.
Yep, we'll stick. All right, and now we have the left Joy-Con 100% done with the 4 screws in. And It's looking pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and show you the entire thing put together. Alright, and here's the final product with both Joy-Cons decked out in chrome gold along with the back. And overall, pretty good. It can take a little bit of a beating without getting scratched up too bad, but it does get smudged. Of course, you know, it's chrome color. It's going to be, yeah, anything. Look at the smudges on that. You know, but that's like anything, I guess. Whether it was silver or gold, whatever, it's chrome, it's going to get smudged. Even your screen protectors get smudged.
Yeah, that's correct.
So overall, still fine. All right. So we're going to go ahead and give you an overview of what we think of it at the end. So our final conclusion is that we actually like it. We think it's worth picking up. Price-wise, we think it's a little high for what you get.
Yeah.
You know, you could...
But it is cheaper than if you just buy the Joy-Cons and the back separately.
Yep. So if you buy it as a unit, I mean, it is good. Overall, quality is actually pretty good. He's had it for over a month already.
Yep.
We don't have any dings and scratches, and he uses it, you know, normal kid use, so...
Yeah.
So we do recommend it, and it gives yourself a unique look. You know, you get a unique look for it. And as you can see, he added some some red and blue. There's a red and blue.
Yeah.
So overall, you know, we recommend it. Like I said, the price could be a little bit lower, but you do get a full set of all the screws and stuff like that with it. Some screwdrivers, which really work the best. As you can tell, we switched to a different screwdriver. Which I have down in the link in the first video. And, I don't know. Overall, it's pretty good. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up. And give us a like. Ring the bell. All that good stuff.
Yep.
And thanks for watching.
See you next time.